Alright, let's look at number 8 and 9. Number 8, find the equation of a line perpendicular to the line y is equal to 2x minus 3 and passing through 3, 4. Number 9, find the equation of a line perpendicular to the line y is equal to half x minus 3 and passing through 4, 8. Alright, you can stop the DVD, try these two examples. These examples are on perpendicular lines, so you must know your facts about perpendicular lines. Try them and then you can come for us to review it. Welcome back. Now number 8, you want the lines to be perpendicular. If it's perpendicular means the lines form a right angle to each other. They form a right angle. That's perpendicular lines. There's line 1, there's line 2, they're forming a right angle. So you must know your facts. If it's perpendicular, then you know that the product of the gradients is equal to minus 1. So let's call this one M1. Let's call that M1. And we're going to have a new line, and the new line will be M2. Right? The new line will be M2. So what is M1? M1 is 2 times M2 is equal to negative 1. 2m2 is equal to negative 1. m2 is equal to negative 1 divided by 2. So you have found the gradient. The gradient is negative half. You could do it like this, or if you want to remember another way, the gradient of a perpendicular line, is equal to the inverse with opposite sign. So if I take the inverse of 2 is half. With opposite sign, here it's plus, so here it will be minus. So I can do it like that. If I remember the statement, inverse with opposite sign, or you can remember that the product of the gradients of perpendicular lines is equal to negative 1, substitute and solve. Alright, so we have M. We got the M. Now it passes through 3, 4. In other words, the y-intercept is not given. Y-intercept is not given, you have to calculate it. So this was actually step 1. We found the M. Now step 2, we want to find the y-intercept. So if you want to find the y-intercept, you take y is equal to mx plus c. You take your m, which is minus half, and you take the ordered pair through which it passes. It passes through 3, 4. Call this x, call that y. Now you will substitute those here. So what is y? Y is 4. So there's 4. What is m? M is negative half. So there's negative half. What is x? X is 3 plus c. Let's do this again slowly. So step 2, you want to find c. You are trying to find c. So you take the gradient and you take one ordered pair through which the line passes and put it in y is equal to mx plus c. So y is 4, m is negative half, x is 3, and you are solving for c. So this will give you 4 is equal to negative 3 over 2 plus c. That will give you 4 plus 3 over 2 is equal to c. And you put that in the calculator and you will get 5.5 is equal to c. Or some of you all may just get decimal fractions. So you get 5.5 is equal to c. So 5.5 is equal to c, or 5.5. Alright? Now, the final step, step 3. Y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to, we already got the m, negative half x plus 5, 5. Alright, so that was number 8. Now we move to number 9. Now we move to number 9. Once again, we're talking about perpendicular lines. Therefore, this is given. Therefore, the gradient 1 times gradient 2 is equal to minus 1. That will be gradient 1. So gradient 1 is half times gradient 2 is equal to negative 1. M2, alright, half M2 is equal to negative 1. M2 is equal to negative 1 divided by half. Put it in the calculator, it's equal to negative 2. Or if you use this method here, inverse with the opposite sign, inverse of half is 2, and with the opposite sign, and the opposite sign will be negative. So you got the gradient. Now you want C. You will have to solve for C because C is not given. So you will say, let's just call this 1, let's call this 2. Y is equal to mx plus c. You know that m is equal to negative 2, and you using the 0.48, so that's your x, that's your y. Now you're substituting. 8 is y, so 8 is equal to m is negative 2, x is 4 plus c. So 8 is equal to negative 8 plus c. C is equal to 8 plus 8. C is equal to 16. Now we have found C. We have found M. We have found C. Final step. Step 3. Y is equal to mx plus c. You must put only m and c. Now I must put only m and c here. So the answer is y is equal to minus 2x plus 16. Alright, so that was number 8 and 9 on perpendicular lines. Alright, let's move on to more questions.